So today we are going to do lesson 3 or day 3. Does anybody need a pencil? We should be writing in pencil because you might make mistakes. If you need a pencil, please get a pencil. I have some in the buckets on the front tables. I missed what she said. What was she saying? You're just talking. I mean, like just saying about. Oh, lots of pencils. If you need a pencil, get a pencil. We're going to use pencils. Yes. They're in the front pocket. Olivia, would you put your phone away for me, please? First 3 questions. Well, let's read the title. The title of today's notes says solving linear equations. So our goal is to solve equations. For question A, what is our goal? What do we want to get by itself? Y. Good job. Good job. See, y'all learned stuff in Algebra 1. This is an extension. So when we do that, we're kind of doing PEMDAS, but it's kind of in the opposite order a little bit. The only thing that kind of messes it up is when we're working with fractions. Sometimes it's not exactly in the opposite order. But by and large, we're going to take care of addition, subtraction first, and then multiplication and division last. So here, what do I need to do first so that I can get y by itself? Very good. Subtract 4. So we want to get the 4 to the other side. And to do that, we will subtract. We'll do the inverse operation. What is 19 minus 4? Also, you can dig out your multiplication chart if you would like, if you don't have it handy. In our last step, we want to get y by itself. So what do we do? Very good. So I hear some of you guys, y equals what? Very good. If I wanted to check to make sure that I had the correct answer, does anybody know how I could do that? Does anybody remember how you could check your answer? Yeah, so the way that you do it is you plug it back into the original equation and you can check to make sure that it is correct. So yes, 3 times 5 gives us 15, plus 4 would give us 19. So our answer is correct. Very good. Thank you. The next one, what do I need to take care of first so that I can get n all by itself? I can't take care of the 4 yet. I have to take care of the 3. So you're right. I need to get 3 to the other side. The inverse of adding 4 would be subtracting. Sorry, inverse of adding 3 is subtracting 3. So we have -5 and we're getting 3 more negative. And so if we're doing that, what are we going to end up with? And you can have a that number line on your multiplication chart if you need to. -8. So we want to get n all by itself. How do we get rid of divide by 4? Very good. We will multiply by 4. So we have -8 times 4. Very good. If I wanted to check to see if I did it correctly, how could I do that? We don't have a calculator. How can we do it? It's the same way we would check on part A. How would we do it? The answer will be the same for every time I ask you guys this question. So how would I check to see if my answer is correct? Plug it in. Yes, plug it in. You could plug it in here for the n. How is the next question different? How is that next question different? On A and B, how many variables did we have? On A and B. We just had one, so I just had one Y and I had one N. But on C, how many variables do I have? 3. That's different, right? So before I can even start, I need to combine like terms. There's not a rule when you're adding and subtracting. You just have to figure out. I usually start with the biggest number and then move more positive or more negative. So first thing we have to do is combine like terms. That means that we're going to put all of these G's together. So what I would do is I would put the two positive ones together first. So what's 5 plus 4? 9. And then if we have 9 and then we take away 7. Very good. That's how I would do it. So because I was working all on the same side when I was combining like terms, I don't have to worry about, I don't change the sign. If you don't move across the equal sign, you don't change the sign. Thank you. Hold on. Brock? Do I have a Brock? I don't think this is me. I don't think it's my student. I don't think I have a Brock. I don't remember calling a Brock. Let me just double check so that you can tell whoever's in the office. I don't think that's correct.
Oh, was it this one? I might have missed the.
I don't think I have a Joel. What was the one? Brock who?
Rock band.
I don't have a Brock fan.
Oh.
When you look up the names, does it just look it up and then it says per mentor or something and you have to look at that room or something? Because it could be my husband.
Oh, it probably is.
Yeah, he's in E hall. He's in the cooking room, E
Oh, the
101, the cooking room. Yeah, so it might be him.
All right, thank you.
All right, everything else I'm gonna rewrite exactly the way you see it. Plus 18, we didn't do nothing with that. Equals 8. So now we have a two-step problem that is just like our first example. Very good. You're on top of it. Yep, we got to subtract 18. So we have negative 18 and we're getting 8 more positive. So what do we get? Negative 10. Very good. And we've got one last step. Yes, ma'am. Negative 10 divided by 2. Yep. How could I check my answer? Plug it in. If I wanted to check my answer, I could plug it in. We are gonna stop there and have a brain break. So I made our leaderboard. It's on the back. Y'all are currently in second place. So hopefully we can stay there or do better. We asked 100 women, name something you would never let your mother pick out for you. What would you not let your mom pick out for you? Oh, maybe. So they're calling that clothes. What'd you say? I feel like it's very obvious.
They was telling me they're coming here. I don't know what's for it.
Are you delivering this for a Brock van?
That's me. That's
That's
when they
you.
come in. Yeah, you want
Oh,
to-
it is actually right next door. The College and Career Center is
Oh.
right next door.
Okay.
A107 is where they thought it got delivered to, but are you in Permenter's class right now?
Yeah.
Okay, you're in my husband's class. They thought it was mine, so it has my classroom number on there. Oh, what were the answers?
Friends, hairstyle.
That's a bummer. All right, we're gonna go down to D and E. So for D, D is different than the other ones that we've done so far. Why is it different? Yes, that's exactly why. We have variables on both sides, so we have to fix that first. We have to fix that first. We have to get variables on the same side first. First thing I have to do is make sure I got variables on the same side. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to take a look at the two variables. And I have a 6 and I have a 3. Sorry, we're looking at the coefficients with the variables. 6 and 3. Which one is bigger? Leave it. Okay, whoever is bigger, you stay and the little one has to go over there. It's kind of like big brother, big sister. Like the little one, you gonna come to me. I'm not going over there to you. So the big one stays. We're gonna move the little one. So we will move the 3 over. It is a positive 3x, so we will subtract 3x. So 6 minus 3. Two-step problem. This is just like the first example. What do I do first? Yep, I've got that 5. I need to move it to the other side, so I will have to add 5. Six plus 5 is 11. And my very last step. Divide by 3. Does 11 divide by 3? No, don't freak out. Don't think you did something wrong. It is okay. Fractions need love too. Your answer is 11 over 3. No decimals because we're not using a calculator. There's one question on your assignment that has a fraction answer. So to give you an idea, everything will give you a nice pretty whole number except for one. One of them is a fraction, so don't freak out. The next question, what do we have to do first? Very good. I like those words. We're going to combine like terms first. And we're going to do that on both sides. So it looks like on the left, we only have one variable. That's fine. So I'm going to put the 2 and the negative 15 together. That's what needs to combine on the left. And on the right, it looks like that I have 2 variables. So I need to put those things together. And so when we combine like terms on the same side, we're not going to change any signs. They stay the same. So for this one, I have -15 and I'm getting 2 more positive. Yep, -13. Good job. On this side, I have 6 and I'm subtracting 2. Very nice. Does anybody notice anything? Yeah, isn't it the same exact thing on both sides? So anytime that you are the same on both sides, I'll show you this too. Here's what we could do. See how there's the W? What if we got W on just one side? It doesn't really matter. It's the same value, so it doesn't matter which one you subtract. If I subtract 4, what's 4 minus 4? 0. Anything minus itself is 0. So what I end up with is -13 equals -13. Is that true? That's true, right? Is -13 equal to -13? Yes, it is true. So what that means is I can plug anything I want in for W. So the answer is not 0. It could be 0, but it could be anything else. It could be anything. So the answer is, when you get a true statement, the answer is infinitely many solutions. So guess what? You don't have to write that word out, infinitely many solutions. I wanted to write it out so you knew what it stands for, but it stands for IMS. When you see IMS, that's what it means, infinitely many solutions. That means that you could go on and on forever. There's an infinite amount of solutions. It is also all real numbers. Anything works. So it could, you might see IMS, you might see the symbol for all real numbers. It means anything. So let me ask you this. If you end up with a true statement, -13 equals -13, it's any number in the world could work. What if you ended up with a false statement like 3 equals 2? What do you think your answer is then? No solution. Very good. Very good. So if your variables cancel and you end up with a true statement, it could be any number, anything works. If your variables cancel and you end up with a false statement, it means nothing works. And I will tell you that on your homework, you have one of those situations, either that you end up with no solution or infinitely many solutions. Let's take another break. At 11:20, 12 minutes, a little bit of time. Let's see if we can do better on this next round. We're still winning, but. Okay, are you in here or not in here? Name a good musical instrument to take up if you are mad at your neighbors. So something loud. I have that one. The flute, I don't feel like loud. Is that how you spell that? Violin. Why? I feel like these are good ones.
Reset.
Bagpipes. Who's gonna take up the bag? It's that, like, you've got the big bag on, you're like the Scottish bagpipes where you've got the, that is not. Who's gonna guess that one? Nobody. All right, let's see if we can get this next section done before lunch. That would be nice. For example A, how is this problem different? We got a new flavor here. What's going on with this problem?
So you gotta,
Yeah, we've got those parentheses and Shania's right. We've got to multiply. So we have to first do the distributing, and everything else I can just rewrite. So when I do that, I end up with -2 times x, or -2 times 1x, so it's just -2x. And then -2 times -1, what's a negative times a negative? Positive, so it'll be plus. Hello? I am good. Uh-huh, yeah. Is there any way you could call me at like 11:22? I'm just in the middle of teaching, so if you just give me a call back in a few minutes, I'll be able to look that up for you. All right, thank you. Also, I forgot, some of you guys came in because you said you got a schedule change. Okay, do you want to get the notes? What class were you in before? No. What class were you? You were in my class before because I recognize you. Oh, good. This is gonna be a good, better period, because did you have to leave for sports? This will be so much better. And what's up with you? You guys were saying it. Negative times a negative is a positive. Yes. And 2 times 1 is 2. From here, I have 2 x's on this side, so I need to put them together first before I can keep going. I got to put these together, and they're going to be on the same side, so I don't change their signs. So I need to put them together. I have 4 minus 2. Very good. And I didn't do anything to the left side. From here, I have x's on both sides, so I need to get them to the same side. So to get them to the same side, okay, perfect. You got the notes. Yep, you'll want both of them. I have a 10 and I have a 2. Who's bigger? 10. So that means the 2's got to move. So 10 minus 2. Very good. I have a 2-step problem at this point, and my goal is to get everything away from the x. So what's my first step? Y'all are on fire today. Y'all are doing great. Look at you. And I have one last step. Yep. So does 1 divide by 8 evenly? No, 8 can't go into 1, so we're just going to leave it as a fraction, and that's okay. Who is nervous about doing the next one? Who is nervous about doing that next one? Why does the next one make us nervous? Not really. Olivia's ready to take on the day. It looks a little complicated. Why? Fractions. Okay, fractions are your friends, and I'm not going to give you fractions that you can't handle. That means, Arnaldo, here's your warning about your phone. That means that the fractions are going to be divisible. That means that they're going to work out with your problem. So let me show you a little trick that we can do. Does 6 divide by 3? Does 18 divide by 3? Yeah, so let's reduce it first, because 2/3 means multiply by 2 and divide by 3. Well, we can do it in any order that we want to. So 6 divided by 3, what is that? So we're going to change that to a 2. And then what about 18 divided by 3? 6. So we just took care of that 3. Let's do the same thing over here. Does 8 divide by 4? Does 32 divide by 4? So let's do the same thing. What's 8 divided by 4? Close. 2. Very good. And then 32 divided by 4. So now when we go through to distribute, all we're doing is multiplying. And we got this. We got this. So I've got 2 times 2 is 4. And then 2 times a negative, that'll be a negative. 2 times 6 will be 12. And then I've got positive 3 times 2, so that'll be 6. And then positive 3 times 8. Yep. I got no more fractions. So looking on the left side, it looks like I've got 2 y terms, so I need to put those together. And then I have 2 constants or numbers without a variable. I could put those together. So I need to combine like terms. And when you're working on the same side, you do not change the sign. So I'm going to put these 2 things together, and I'm going to put these 2 things together. So when I have 4 and 6, those can put together. They're both positive, so they'll become 10. And then 24 minus 12. Almost every problem will dissolve down to a 2-step problem. So from this step, it's the same 2 steps over and over again. So what do I do now? Minus 12. So let's put this together. So we're going to negative, and then we're getting more negative. So we're going to be a bigger negative number. So it's at this point like adding those 2 things together, 18 and 12. Very good. Because we're getting more negative. We start out with the bigger number, which would be negative 18. I'm getting more negative because I'm subtracting. So it's going to be a bigger negative number. I have one last step. Divide by 10. Very good. Very good. How could I check my answer if I wanted to? Plug it in, plug it in. All right, we have, I guess, a minute before we go to lunch. Please make it back on time. We got more notes. Does it look like everybody is back from lunch? Maybe we're missing a few people. Hopefully they come back. Oh, looky there. Y'all came back just in time for a brain break. So maybe they'll get back before we get done. Name something that starts with the word tax. Taxi? Is that how you spell that? Taxonomy? Oh, taxidermy. Dermy. Is that how you spell it?
You put that. Taxi.
How you put that?
No.
Why?
Can I finish this without saying?
Income tax.
It has to start with tax.
Tax.
Why? What are we missing? What?
Right, what, wait, what?
I feel-
Play again. I think we should play
I feel cheated on that question. Like, I was under the impression like it needed to be that word. Whatever. We have one more round. All right, down at the bottom, we have a question with fractions. I'm going to show you another trick. So when we look through here, wouldn't you like to solve the problem with not 3 fractions? That would be way easier. So one trick that you can do to get rid of some of the fractions is look at the denominators. So we have a 2 and a 6. Which one's bigger? 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply everything by the biggest denominator. So I will show you what I mean. So we have 3 fractions or 3 terms. So we'll have 6 times the first term, 6 times the second term, 6 times the last term. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. How did I pick 6? Because it's the biggest. Okay, so I'm picking 6 because it's the biggest denominator. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to plug in the things I have. So I have 1/2, and then I have 2 over x, and then I have 7 over 6. It might feel confusing, but it's going to look a little easier here in just a second. The reason why we did that is because we're going to eliminate 2 of our fractions in doing this. So let's think about this. Remember that a fraction just means divide by. So we have 6 divided by 2. Yep. So this will turn into a 3 times 1. What's 3 times 1? Or this is also saying like what's half of 6 is just 3. For the next one, we multiply on the top. So I can't do the same trick to get rid of that x, but what's 6 times 2? 12. What happens if I do multiply and then divide by the same exact number? Well, I'm not multiplying by each other. So it would be 6 times 7. What's 6 times 7? 42. What's 42 divided by 6? 7. So it's like the 6's didn't even matter. So anytime you are multiplying by 6 and then dividing by 6, they cancel each other out. So now we just got rid of 2 of our fractions. And so this is an easy 2-step problem. So first step, I have this 3 over here, so I need to get the 3 to the other side. Yes, ma'am. Seven minus 3 is 4. there is a trick that you can do when you have your denominator has the variable. These can trade places. These two things can switch places. So you can trade places there. They can trade places. What is 12 divided by 4? Yep. How could I check my answer? How could I check my answer if I wanted to? How could I check my answer if I wanted to? I could plug it in. All right, I would like to formally invite you to put your phone away. We only have what? Like how many more problems? We
We're
have
not
with
gonna wait
that?
for the rest of the class?
Huh?
We're not gonna wait for the rest of the class?
No, you're not back from lunch on time. That's on you. So please put your phones away where I cannot see them. We don't have that much longer to do our notes. In fact, I think we only have 3 more problems for notes. And then you'll have the rest of the time to do your assignment.
The homework for the next class?
Yes, every time. Olivia, you want to put your phone away for me, please? The next problem says if 4g plus 5 is equal to 9, what is the value of 4g minus 2? This is a 2-step problem. So our first step, very good, solve for g. Our second step is going to be to plug it in. So our first step over here, we're going to solve 2-step problem. We should be awesome at 2-step problems. And I think I heard the right answer, but let's go ahead and go through and solve it. So 2-step problem, first thing I need to do is what? Very good, subtract that 5. Nine minus 5 gives us 4. And then we've got one last step. I'm multiplying by 4, so I will divide by 4. What's anything divided by itself?
1.
Very good, it is 1. So g is equal to 1. That is step 1. Second step says to plug it in. That means that I'm going to take and plug it in there for g. So step 2. 4, and I'm going to plug in what I got for g. G is equal to 1 minus 2. Bless you. What is 4 times 1? 4. What is 4 minus 2? That is my answer. You always have to start with the thing that has an equal sign. I can't do anything with this because there's no equal sign. So you have to start with the one that has an equal sign.
What is that price for?
This one? Here? This one? This one. Okay, so this is what I was given. It's a 2-step problem. So I have to first subtract 5. And so that comes down. 9 minus 5 is 4. I didn't do anything with that 4g. It just came down. Yep. Any other questions? Almost. We gotta play our money round. All right, fast money round. Name a place where you might hear bells ringing. Name something Christmas spirit makes you feel like doing. Name something that starts with the word German. Yeah, I don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to spell it. P-P-A-R-D? I don't know. I told you guys. Okay, name something in the house teens use for hours at. Name a place you go on vacation where you're broke. Hello? Okay. Mhm. I was thinking Tuesday through Saturday, but I could, yeah, I could probably talk more in like 10 minutes. All right. All right, love you. Bye. Okay, you guys have to remember that I can spell most things, but some words don't make sense in my mind. So you guys got to help me out. I have a pass now for the restroom. We have one last thing to do and then we are done for today and you can do the homework. Before we get started on the bottom, there's a little space kind of onto the side. You can kind of write some stuff down. What I want us to remember are some words that go with add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So what are some words that would let us know that the problem is going to have addition in it? Very good. You can read those two problems. One gives you an indication. Not yet. Nope. Difference doesn't work.
Oh, more than.
More than. Okay, what about subtracting? What are some words that let us know that there's probably subtracting? Difference. Difference. Less than. For multiply, what words go with multiply? Product. I was thinking and writing at the same time. Product. Twice, yes. So I'm gonna sum all of that up because it could be twice, it could be 3 times. So I think when you see times, what is the word that goes with division? Quotient. So these are all words that we need to remember that can help indicate what type of operation we're going to do. These, as we write them down, might feel really confusing. The more that you do, the better you'll get. A says the difference between. So when I see the word difference, that means that I'm going to subtract the difference between. So I'm going to have something and I'm going to be subtracting the difference between the product of 4 and a number. So product means multiply, and we have 4 and a number. So 4 and some number, we could call it X. and 6. So it means that we have two things that we're subtracting, this and this, and we're subtracting. So 4x and 6. When you see the word is always means equals. We could add that to the bottom. When you see equals, it's the word is. So is 30. We're going to solve it, but first I would like for us to write down B. So for B, 5 more than the quotient of a number and 4 is 3. Is 3. That's easy. So I know it's going to be is 3. 5 more than, that means I'm going to have something and I'm going to add 5 to that. So I'm going to have something and I'm going to add 5 to that. 5 more than the quotient. Quotient means I'm dividing something. I'm dividing a number and 4. A number, some number, I could call it X, and 4. So some number and 4. Both of these are two-step problems. Both of these are two-step problems. So I would like for you to solve these. We know how to solve a two-step problem, so you're going to solve these. And you're going to, once you get those two answered, you can move on to the homework. But we made an application for it. So first step. So 5. Who's right? Yeah. Nope, we gotta get rid of everything on this side, because we want X to be by itself, so we're adding 5, it's two-step problem. So we'll move the 5 over. So when you're done with those, then we're gonna go on to the homework. So let's, on the side of your multiplication chart, you can always add a number line. So that one says we're starting at -5, right? And you're getting 3 more positive. So we're gonna move it off the right. Yep. And so you can make a number line. What?
Oh, no, can we write stuff on the,
Multiplication chart, you can make a number line.
I mean, like.
Yeah. Yes.
Like I put it at the bottom, is that okay?
No, that's good.
We get out of here at 12:35. Let's see, it's 12:20. I want you to give me 5 minutes of phone-free homework time. So I'm gonna put a timer up on the board. I want 5 minutes, and then the rest, if you must pull out your phone, you can. But give me 5 minutes. Here is timer, 5 minutes before you pull your phone out, that we're gonna work on our homework. So if you want me to check your, your notes problems, I can check them for you. But 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So, nope, it's a two-step problem, so. It's gonna be just like this. And then three, multiply by four. Multiply by four. Yeah. So on this side, you are divided by four, so we're divided by four.
It's not like this.
5 minutes, to work on your homework, 4 minutes, work on your homework, 4 minutes, we can do this. 4 minutes, 1 second. Yes, ma'am. Multiply. So it'll be 8, and so it's gonna be negative. It's a negative, so you have a negative and a positive, and you couple them up, you're left with a negative. The homework is everything. So you are good. At this point, our goal is to be good at the end, right? So, this one looks. Did you make, oh, you were not here, we made a multiplication chart last class. So if you make a multiplication chart, this will help you since you don't have the calculator. And you can use that on the quiz.
That's what I did.
Okay, you got 5.
Okay.
So 5 negative. Very good, you did the 2 steps. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Oh, I know what.
You divide or you?
Instead of saying-
Everybody else.
But you did all the right stuff. You'll come out with a different answer because you have the app.
You didn't move it.
Okay, 2 more minutes.
Positive divided by a negative.
If you want to draw this chart on your multiplication chart to help you, you said what?
Like, a positive divided by a negative.
Okay, positive and negative, if you cover these up, you'll be left with a negative.
Yeah.
That's your answer. Positive will be a negative. You guys can add that chart to your multiplication chart.
And what's that?
This one. This one's a good one to have you.
Right.
So you remember when you're multiplying and dividing, you can cover up those two.
Why not?
Yeah, one. Because I don't. You don't even know.
1 more minute that we need to dedicate to homework time. After that, you are free.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
So this was a positive 5, so so on your homework, you guys have only one problem that will end up being a fraction, only one of them. So we messed up somewhere on any of, if a bunch of them, you start getting corrections. So you can do it in 2 steps. So this is the same thing as multiply by 2 and divide by 3. So if you're undoing them, you can multiply by 3 and then divide by 2 in 2 different steps. You can use your phone now. So you have, you have 10 more minutes of class. I highly encourage you to use that 10 minutes and work on your homework. When you walk in next class, I'm gonna say, turn in your homework. So if you know that you're not a homework person, I would do it now and then I would finish it in ACE. Yes. You already had it because it was the backside.
Okay.
The first 2 days, it was the front and then the back. So we're only on day 3.
Okay, do the back one.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know.